How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ace. Today I'm once again joined by Chai Chai.
Hello.
And today we are checking out Gigi Lana covering Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon. So the song was originally written in 1954 by Bart Howard and first recorded by Kay Ballard. And I think Frank Sinatra kind of popularized the song, and it kind of was closely associated with the Apollo missions to the moon. And this one specifically says Frank Sinatra Squid Game OST. And we checked out at least briefly, we checked out the Squid Game version of this song. And it's the version that I'm kind of more familiar with. Like, it's definitely like slowed down and more jazzy. And we checked out Frank Sinatra's version. It was kind of like a big band style, like more upbeat. And I don't think I'd ever heard that version before. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, because Ace asked me if I listened to it, and I was like, I don't know, but I know Frank Sinatra. And then I heard it, and I was like, oh wait,
Maybe I don't.
yeah, because I was like, this doesn't sound familiar, and also kind of is different than what I was expecting. And then we checked out what it looked like in Squid Games, and I was like, well, I did watch Squid Games, so I actually did hear this song. I didn't recognize it at all because it was completely different.
I have not watched Squid Games at all. I just never got around to it. The group itself that we're checking out is Gigi Lana. Gigi Lana is the vocalist. John Cruz is the pianist. Jake Manalo is the bassist. Romeo Marquis is the drummer. Julius Tricina is the guitarist. They all started as session musicians, and they kind of all got together and started streaming in July of 2020, and they went by Gigi Vibes as the group band. But I have checked out this group a couple of times, and I'm always impressed by how they perform. So I'm intrigued to see how they do this. So I say we go ahead and get started if you're ready.
Yep.
Cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, Gigi Lana, Fly Me to the Moon. Here we go.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Oh, in other words, yeah. Baby, kiss me. And let me sing forevermore.
So right off the bat, definitely a lot of soul from
Soul,
everybody.
jazz, blues,
Mhm.
all infused into
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I I think I said the same thing about Angelina Jordan's her voice. Where I'm like, these some of these women have these like voices when they sing, and it's like I trust every word coming out of your mouth. You've lived 1,000 lives. You're the wisest woman I've ever met in my entire life, and her voice is one of those.
It's funny that you mentioned Angelina Jordan because she has done this song before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When this first started, I was so confused. I thought I grabbed the wrong video. I was expecting, based on the title and based on, you know, what we just checked out, we were kind of expecting like a slower song, and
Mhm.
just started off like super like energetic and fast, and I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't Fly Me to the Moon. I made a mistake. Dang it.
No,
Give me
I
a
thought
second.
I had the exact same thought where I was like, "Oh, so this is an even more completely different version." Like if you were like, "Hey, have you heard Fly Me to the Moon?" and you played this, and knowing that I've heard Frank Sinatra's version and the one in Squid Games, I would have been like, "This is literally still surprising me." I don't know. I'm like, I would not have picked out that this was Fly Me to the Moon if you were like, "This is that song."
Definitely put their own spin on the song, which is super
Mhm.
awesome. You always like to
Love that.
hear that in a cover
Otherwise,
because
you're just regurgitating music.
yeah, you're doing the exact same thing, and it's like, well, I
Mhm.
might as well just listen to the original at that point.
Exactly.
So it is phenomenal that they kind of went in the direction that they went. They did like this infused mix of genres together to form this, and I think that is super awesome.
Sean Cruz at pianist. I was like watching him at first a little bit just because pianos were cool to watch,
Mhm.
and he had like his chords like do 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 as she was singing, and I was like, I hope he doesn't do that. Like, I hope he gets to do more. Is what I was thinking. I was like, I hope it's not just this all because I know how it feels like to be like the one band member for the 3 minute song is going like dun 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 dun. They're like, and everybody gets to have their stuff. And so I was, when it was like his solo first and he went off, I was like, oh shit. I was like, they're literally catching me off guard every second of the way.
Yeah, he got his own solo, which was fantastic. By the way,
Love
it
that.
was definitely chef's kiss. Like he like put so much style into that solo. Definitely loved that. And then we jump over to Julius, who got a guitar solo and
Hmm.
had so like that's where the blues came from. Is that guitar? Is just like
Hmm.
wow. Like I never thought to put blues in a Frank Sinatra song like this. Like this is that was such a brilliant switch up.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Definitely gave it so much more personality.
He definitely kind of put that Carlos Santana spin on it, and I loved that. The way she was singing this did kind of remind me a little bit of how Angelina Jordan like approached her version of the song as well, and I think that's really
Hmm.
cool. But like only about like 5 seconds, and then afterwards like she kind of took it in her own spin, and I thought that was great as well. Like
Hmm.
you hear these influences, or at least you know what you kind of perceive as influences, you know, just these sounds that you've heard in the past, and you
Yeah.
know like you kind of hear it in this version, and then you see them put their own spin on it, and it becomes their own. Like it quickly
Hmm.
becomes not the one that you've heard, which I think that's what makes it their own, and I think it's great.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially because like it gives more immersion, so to speak, because then if they get to put their own spin on it, they get to feel like they own part of it too.
Mhm. We're already halfway into the song, and it does not feel like 3 minutes have passed. Like this is going so quick.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's feel I feel like she's singing like kind of like fluid and like not like lazy per se, but like we don't have anywhere to go. But it's been 3 minutes and everybody's done something, or not everybody, but half the band has already had a solo.
Yeah. I'm also curious if we are gonna get like a bass solo, if we're gonna get like a drum solo. I'm
Yeah,
curious to see if we're gonna get, you
there
know,
is plenty of time for it.
I think so. And I'm ready to check out the rest of it if you
Hmm.
are.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. So here we go.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
I love her eye contact.
I wanna see spring is like on Jupiter Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss my highway song and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please, oh please, please be true. No, no, no. In other words, oh, in come on, baby. Fly me to the
Remember what I said when I was like, and they can, they take part ownership of the song. She owns part of that song. Proven right here. She owns part of that song.
It almost seemed like every verse that she sang had a different style to it.
I love them.
That last like portion definitely had the most like personality to it.
When you had said doing something new and refreshing with a cover or something different or your own style really like gives it that extra oomph. Otherwise, I would just listen to the original. And like, what a great example of that, because it wasn't just like, let me change the beat. Let me, I'm a woman, so I'll sing it. They haven't done like a female cover yet. It was like, no, I'm gonna this. If I made this song, this is how I would have produced it. Like
Yeah.
that's how it felt like.
That's one thing I like about covers is because you get to see like a band's interpretation of that. And this is one good example of that. Like, you have the big band style that Frank Sinatra did. You have like the slower version that I'm guessing that's where that Kay Ballard version comes from. I've never heard it, but I'm guessing that's the slower version, and that's probably where like those like slower covers come from. And then you have like a version like this where it's got multiple genres in it, and like it's definitely a lot longer than the other versions. Like there was a lot more happening during this. Obviously you had a keyboard and a guitar solo, but then you also had a portion of the song where it was just drums and bass while she was singing, which I thought was really cool as well. So we didn't get a drum or bass solo necessarily, but we did get a portion of the song where it was just those instruments specifically, which I liked.
Yeah, I did too. And her little scatting, so good, so
Yeah.
good. Caught me off guard, as usual. Caught off guard this whole song.
Yeah, I thought that was like a really nice touch as well. Now there was a small portion where I think she might have just overdone it a little bit, but it's very very minute. It's not like I don't think it like detracts from the performance at all. I just think like I'm thinking about other songs that people have overdone. And the one that I can think of that kind of is the gold standard for overdoing is the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. Like you're doing too much.
There's versions that people do way too much with. You don't want to be minimalistic with it because that's kind of boring, but you don't want to add too much to it too because it kind of detracts from it. I don't think she added too much to it. I think there was just maybe a smidge, a little more than normal added to this, but I think she dialed it back a little bit, and she added the scatting part to it, which I mean you get that in jazz performances, and I think that's another influence on here as well. But yeah, I mean other than that, I still think that this was a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It made me want to like sit like in like a not like a club, right? But like a club with like a table and then I have like a drink and like I'm waiting on the waiter to come back and I'm just watching like this like jazzy performance in front of me. That's the kind of energy that this performance gave.
But yeah, I think everybody did a phenomenal job here. Like this was a lot of fun to check out. I'm glad we were able to check this out. Definitely would not mind checking out more from Gigi de Lana. If y'all have any suggestions or anything we should know about, definitely drop those in the comments below. Would love to check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's cool. It's free, tells me I'm doing the right thing, going in the right direction, all those good things. Don't forget to check out the description of the video as well. There's a lot of cool things in there. Our socials are in there. You can go over there and say hi. Hi there. The release schedule I always drop on the socials a couple days early, so if you would like a sneak peek as to what's coming out the following week, that's the best way to do that. If you're interested in supporting the channel and getting a priority request in, you can check out the Buy Me a Coffee link. Each request is only $5 and it helps me out a bunch. The link to the video we reacted to is also in there. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment #FlyMeToTheMoon. I think that's it for this reaction. Check you out on the next one. Bye, guys.